Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ, and we here. Listen, um, apparently we have another defensive coordinator um, on the radar right now. His name is Tony White. Shout out to a couple of guys sent this to me. My man Brandon, shout out to you. Brandon Jones sent this to me as well as my man USC Priority. Listen, we brought to you last week. Jim Leonard had an interview, but apparently the talks everything didn't go through. You see so many different reports that are coming out. Some say that some of his assistants weren't that he wasn't able to secure his own assistance. But that's a whole nother story, man. We're gonna move and groove however it unfolds. But apparently another guy, and that's not to say that Jim Leonard is out the door, but this just came up. We're gonna talk about it as information comes out. That's what we do. We talk about it. We discuss it. We have a dialogue. But Tony White, very experienced guy, been around for about 17 years. Actually started his career coaching high school football in California. Has some experience as well coaching in the San Diego State. Actually over recruiting, so he understands the landscape of the Southern California area, which is very, very important. But I want to take a look at not only where Nebraska stands at in total defense right now, because I think it's kind of somewhat impressive just understanding that they are in the top 20 in total defense. And coincidentally, prior to him coming to Nebraska, he actually was at Syracuse, where he had that defense in the top 25 for like 2 years in a row. He was also up for like a Broyles Award, which is like the top assistant, man. So I think this guy is an up and coming guy, and he does run a 3-3-5, which is really what Alex Grinch runs. And some will say, Jay, well, Alex Grinch runs the same thing, but it's a difference. And Urban Meyer actually talked about that. I listened to a video of Urban Meyer talking about that just today. Shout out my man USC Priority. He sent that to me as well. And Urban Meyer talks about the complexity of the defense, how it confuses offense. If you run it right, if you run it with the right personnel, that was part of the problem that we had. The right personnel wasn't being put in there. Of course, we already know. And I think in the event that this does happen, does go through, the Jim Leonard thing falls through. I think he will put the right personnel in there. But I wanted to do my due diligence as far as go and look and see other Nebraska sites to see if I see anything that may be, have some type of speculation out there as far as he may be trying to move. Because I did go and read when Nebraska I think he thought that he might have been up for the San Diego State job, and they gave it to the Colorado offensive coordinator. He just got that San Diego State job, but I think that looking at some of the sites from Nebraska, they thought that this guy was going to actually get the head coaching job, so they were kind of worried. They didn't want to lose their defensive coordinator, so they're speaking highly of him in Nebraska. So I did see this, and I want you guys to take a look at it from a Nebraska Twitter page. So this is it here. It's called Husker Wave, and it says here, hate the noise between USC and Tony White. With their explosive offense and Tony White's defense, they can make the playoffs. Trev Alberts needs to open up the bag for him. So I'm believing and thinking that Trev Alberts is possibly the AD. So they want them to secure him, lock him down, man, and I want you guys to take a look and listen as well as to what Urban Meyer had to say. Real quick before I show you that, let's take a look real quick at this total defense as far as where Nebraska ranks at. All right, so here's the total defense, and you see here, I'll start it off right there. You see Georgia. Well, you see Notre Dame. We played Notre Dame, and they're ranked number 8 in the country. But then you skip down all the way down, which is 14. That's Nebraska. They're in the top 20 right now for total defenses. So you get a team that's even in the top 20, and you couple that. I agree with the Twitter post from Husker Wave. If we get a top 20 defense, USC is going to be in it to win it. Let's take a look real quick, and I'm not going to go into depth with Tony White today. Just once he is selected, if he's selected, I will go into further depth as far as who he is. But I just wanted to kind of show you just some basic information as far as the top 20 defense and a little bit of history on him. But listen to what Urban Meyer had to say real quick about Tony White.
Points. That's not the story. The story that Nebraska defense, I think they're playing their hearts out. They're playing great. It's a new scheme, but even better than that, it's a well-coached defense. They tackle in space, and they play really hard. New D coordinator Tony White's done a phenomenal job. Shedeur Sanders threw the ball for 500 yards the week before. The hottest team in the country, you know what they do? They shut him down in the first half. You know what the score should have been at half? Should have been 0-0. Matter of fact, it should have been 3-0 Nebraska. But, you know, they're turning the ball over on offense. But the defense is playing their hearts out.
I can tell you this. I know one person that agrees with everything. That's head coach Matt Rule in Nebraska. Here's what he has to say.
I thought the defense played really hard and well for long stretches, and then eventually just kind of wore out. Really the same tale as last week, just versus probably a little bit more. The game got away from us.
So, all right. So as you see, Matt Rule has some good things to say about him. Urban Meyer has some great things to say about him. So I think if the Trojan fans, if we possibly get a guy like this, and you see his defense out there, you see how they swarm to the ball, and as I stated, they do run the 3-3-5, but it appears to be ran a little bit different. You see the three linemen that are down, and I think Jim Leonard, he runs a 3-4, but his look kind of similar to this. The three linebackers are back there, kind of back. Opposed to one having to rush in up front. So you're going to have three actual linemen, and then you're going to have three actual backs, like a Mike, a Sam, and a Will. So that's what it appeared to look like to me when I seen them set up and lined up on the field, man. And it just looked kind of different compared to ours, man. So you guys can hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think. This defense, just like Urban Meyer said, is popular. It's coming back. So hit me in the comments. Let me know. What do you guys think about this? All right, so I'm out of here, man. Listen, until later on, everybody stay blessed. This is Tony White. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think.